You've hit rock bottom. Everything feels like it's falling apart. Maybe it's a failed relationship, a career setback, or just life not going as planned. And in these moments, it feels like your fire is gone, like you'll never feel motivated again. But what if I told you that hitting rock bottom is actually the perfect time to start again, to rebuild, and to come back stronger than ever? In this video, I'm going to show you how to reignite that inner fire, find your motivation, and turn your lowest point into the foundation for an incredible comeback. Stick with me, and by the end, you won't just feel motivated. You'll be ready to take action. Let's get started. We all experience setbacks in life, and often, they leave us feeling stuck, like we've lost all momentum. But here's a secret that not many people realize. Rock bottom isn't a permanent place. It's a momentary pause, a chance to reassess, reflect, and reignite. In fact, some of the world's most successful people have faced their greatest challenges at their lowest points. Think of it like a slingshot. The further you're pulled back, the stronger the momentum when you're released. Today, I'll be walking you through actionable steps you can take to find your inner fire and reignite your motivation when it feels like you've lost it all. Let's start with something that can make an immediate difference. Microwinds. When we feel overwhelmed or defeated, our instinct is to either do nothing or try to fix everything at once. But trying to tackle everything is a recipe for frustration, especially when you're already feeling low. Instead, focus on the small wins. These are the tiny tasks you can accomplish quickly that will give you a much-needed dopamine boost. Here's a fact for you. Every time you complete a task, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical that makes you feel good and encourages you to keep going. It's like the brain's way of rewarding you for making progress. And here's the best part. It doesn't matter how small the task is. Whether it's making your bed, going for a 10-minute walk, or organizing a small part of your workspace, these small wins add up. Take it from author James Clear, who emphasizes this in his book. He explains that it's not the massive actions that lead to sustainable change, it's the small, consistent habits. So start with micro wins and let the momentum build naturally. Before you know it, you'll be ready to tackle bigger challenges. Next, let's talk about purpose. When life feels tough, it's easy to lose sight of why you started on a particular path in the first place. But here's the truth. People with a strong sense of purpose are not only more resilient, they're also more motivated. In fact, research from the University of Michigan shows that people who identify a purpose in life are less likely to experience negative emotional responses during setbacks. So, when you're feeling low, take a step back and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why did I start this journey? This isn't just about setting goals, it's about tapping into the deeper, emotional reasons behind those goals. Maybe your why is to provide for your family, to make a positive impact on the world, or to achieve personal growth. Whatever it is, reconnect with it. This simple act of reflection can reignite your fire because it reminds you of the bigger picture. And when the why is strong enough, the how becomes a lot easier. Have you ever noticed that the people and content you surround yourself with can either lift you up or drag you down? Here's a powerful truth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This means that if you're constantly around negative, unmotivated people, it's going to be that much harder to stay motivated yourself. But if you surround yourself with positivity, growth, and inspiration, it becomes contagious. Think of this like a mental diet. Just as the food you consume affects your body, the content and conversations you consume affect your mind. Spend time with people who inspire you, follow content creators who encourage growth, and engage with communities that push you to be better. Maybe that means watching motivational YouTube videos, listening to uplifting podcasts, or reading self-development books. Positive energy is powerful, and when you immerse yourself in it, you'll find your motivation coming back naturally. And here's an interesting fact. Studies show that social support can significantly boost resilience and motivation. Surrounding yourself with like-minded, goal-driven individuals will help you stay focused and energized even when life feels tough. I'm curious, who's someone in your life that always lifts you up when you're feeling down? Give them a shout out in the comments and let's celebrate those people who inspire us to keep going. Your answer might even inspire someone else today. This next point is a game changer. Change the story you're telling yourself. When we experience setbacks, it's easy to fall into the victim mindset, thinking, "Why does this always happen to me?" Or, "I'm just not good enough." But the problem with this mindset is that it keeps you stuck. It convinces you that you're powerless, and when you believe that, you're less likely to take action. But what if you flipped the script? Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, start seeing yourself as the hero of your own story. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Remember, some of the world's greatest success stories came from people who faced massive failure. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. She was rejected by 12 different publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Or consider Steve Jobs, who was fired from his own company, only to return and turn Apple into one of the world's most successful brands. The difference? They didn't see themselves as victims. They used their failures as fuel to write a new chapter. You have the power to do the same. Shift your mindset from "why me" to "what can I learn from this?" and you'll find your motivation coming back in full force. Here's the truth. When you're feeling unmotivated, sometimes the best thing you can do is just start moving. Motivation doesn't always come before action. Sometimes it's the other way around. There's a famous saying, "Action breeds motivation, not the other way around." When you start moving, even if you don't feel like it, momentum builds, and that momentum creates motivation. Think of it like pushing a heavy car. At first, it's hard. It takes a lot of effort to get it rolling, but once it starts moving, it becomes easier and easier to keep it going. The same principle applies to life. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, the rest becomes easier. Take it from successful people like Tony Robbins, who often talks about the power of massive action. He says that the key to success is to take massive, determined action. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to wait for the perfect time to feel ready. Just take the first step, and the motivation will follow. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, remember this. Be kind to yourself. When we're at rock bottom, it's so easy to fall into the trap of negative self-talk. We blame ourselves for failing, we criticize our weaknesses, and we dwell on what we should have done differently. But let me ask you this. Would you talk to a friend the way you talk to yourself? Probably not, right? So why do we do this to ourselves? There's a wealth of research showing that self-compassion can significantly increase motivation and resilience. Studies by Dr. Kristin Neff, a pioneer in self-compassion research, show that being kind to yourself actually leads to more motivation, not less. When we practice self-compassion, we create a safe space for ourselves to fail, learn, and grow without the harsh judgment. So next time you catch yourself in a spiral of negative thoughts, stop and remind yourself that you're human, and setbacks are a natural part of the journey. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, focus on what you've learned and how you'll grow from it. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. After all, setbacks don't define you. How you bounce back does. And there you have it. 6 powerful strategies to help you reignite your inner fire and regain motivation after hitting rock bottom. Remember, it's not about how many times life knocks you down, but about how many times you get back up. You have everything you need within you to turn things around. and your lowest point can be the starting point for your greatest comeback. If you found value in this video, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content on motivation, self-development, and living your best life. And as always, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one small step you're going to take today to reignite your inner fire? Let's start this journey together. See you in the next one.